was supposed to be a fun vacation romance. 29-year-old Zelia Shamagalova was enjoying her summer vacation on a paradise island when she decided to swipe right on Tinder. What followed was the unimaginable: her disappearance and later the discovery of her body. She'd been murdered, stabbed to death, but what's more, her tongue had been cut out.
Tongue has often happened as a way of punishment for betrayal or lying.
What's going on, you guys? AJ Tucker here with AJ Self-Defense, man. And I hop on TikTok, man, to talk about things that you cannot work on in a training session, but just spreading the word out there, you can avoid these situations, or hopefully you can avoid these situations. This is a terrible story, man, that happened on a Paradise Island. It should have been a fun trip for this young lady, but unfortunately, she met a guy on Tinder, and he ended up, as you can hear in the introduction, he murdered her and he cut out her tongue. And he admitted to it. And so basically what happened, we're not quite sure if they met there or if they met on Tinder, and there was some talking back and forth going on before they actually met. So after, meeting him after a few dates, he found out that she was going to be, she wasn't like committed to him. They weren't in a relationship. And so of course she was gonna date somebody else. I don't know the exact story if she was gonna talk to somebody else or, but he obviously was acting like he was in love with her. He built an attachment to her. And so I do believe they may have been talking for a couple of weeks before meeting at the island. I don't see somebody just meeting somebody on Tinder at an island, maybe a guy, but I don't know if girls do that as well. Maybe they do, but I do believe they were talking for a couple of weeks and, kind of met up at this island. And so when they met up at the island, he found out that she was gonna, talk to some other guys on Tinder, and he invited her to go out, isolated place, and that's where he carried out this attack. Now, he claimed that he cut out her tongue so she couldn't scream for help, but in that area, that is more of a betrayal type thing. Like, I'm gonna cut out your tongue because you betrayed me. And so that's what evidence is showing. But he admitted to it, man. It's a crazy story. And, you think about it like, hey, you meet somebody on Tinder, you're just trying to meet somebody, have fun, but you don't know who that person is. Now, how could she have known, and how could she have avoided this? I don't know the exact story, but if you look at it, I share this because you can look at it and say, okay, she met a guy on Tinder and she was isolated by him. What are some things that she can do where she's not being isolated? How can she use the buddy system? How can she use the buddy system in those situations and still have a good time? Because yes, she's an adult, he's an adult. So if you go out somewhere, yeah, you cool with somebody, you want to go out with them, you want to be alone with them. But how can the buddy system be used? What are some safety measures that people can put in to where they can contact somebody quicker? Are they sharing locations out there? Can you share your location with somebody? I'm trying to put some suggestions out there where you can be safe. You have the buddy system in place. You have it intact. If you don't hear from that person this soon, or if you're not calling this frequently, boom, I'm out there. But at the same time, you are adults and it can be kind of ridiculous. And, so I'm trying to find that happy balance. Like if you've gone out on a trip, a girl's trip, guy's trip, what are some safety measures that you take on? What are some things that you do where you have like a little buddy system in place where if like, okay, if I haven't heard from her in this amount of time, I need to see exactly where she is. I need to see what's going on and what's happening, especially if you go out. I heard so many stories where the guy gets mad, invites the girl out sightseeing or invites her somewhere isolated, and then she's gone. A few months ago, it was that story that happened in, I believe, the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic. And it's just, man, it's so easy. And she was so young to lose her life like that. But anyway, man, that's all I got for this one. I'll see you on the next one.